I focus my talk on the gray zone. And what I mean by the gray zone is the area where rules are complex, ambiguous, sometimes nonsensical, sometimes the rules don't even exist yet. This is the area where companies often make decisions and don't accurately identify price and manage risk. And the reason for this is that when business people hear the phrase, "it has been approved," they tend to stop thinking about risk. So when the auditors say, "this is compliant with GAAP," when the attorneys say, "I can give you the opinion," business people stop thinking about risk. They think, well, I'm following the rules. But the rules are complex and the rules can be bent. We have a word for that: loophole. Right? I was the Chief Financial Officer of Enron. What they really should have called me was Chief Loophole Officer. That's all I did, all day long, every day, is find ways to manipulate, to utilize the rules, to exploit the rules in order to get to the answer I want. That's where the risk occurs. What we know, look, we already know what the answer is, right? And there are a lot of creative people, not only the business executives, but all of their advisors, who are going to help them find a way to get to that answer. The problem is not getting to that answer. The problem is not exploiting a loophole. The problem is that there's risk involved with that, and we don't properly consider that risk. Well, I'm not an artificial intelligence expert by any stretch of the imagination, so I don't know if AI will be able to detect these types of risk in the future. But I believe that not enough time is spent by investors and analysts thinking about how business people think about risk. Okay, what kind of risks are they willing to take? Here's an interesting example that's in the news, it seems like every week or two. Boeing. Now, Boeing put the 737 MAX into service. Okay? Now, technically, it appears they followed all of the rules. They met the minimum requirements by the FAA to put that plane into service. But at the same time, they knew that there was greater risk in the 737 MAX than in the traditional 737. How did they think about that risk? Did they consider that risk? Did they price that risk? Did they manage that risk? I don't think so. They simply, their brains heard, it's been approved. We met the requirements, and they stopped thinking about risk. And that's obviously led to terrible disasters with the 737 MAX planes crashing. But what's more interesting is it revealed a way that they think about risk. And if you just, all you have to do is look in the news, and there's a whole list of problems that have been discovered since then, all relating to how they think about risk, and in this case, safety, which is their biggest risk as a company. So look for that, look for signs of how executives think about risk.